why does this happen to me? Why is this only happening to me? Why am I undergoing so much of suffering?
Destiny, I will say, is a sum total of the negative karmas that we have incurred in many of our lifetimes.
Correct.
We consider mind different and body different. But they're so closely connected.
Yes.
Everything that goes on in mind
Yes.
has an impact on the body. Everything that goes on in the body has an impact on the mind.
And aura cleansing is something which you taught us.
Yes.
Can you explain that to the people?
Energy field around us. All right. And this aura is energy. And it is constantly interacting with the energy, outside energy. Meditation, what Guruji has told us, is to be in present for some time, to keep the mind in the present moment for some time.
So I want you to explain to everybody what exactly is manifestation and how do you go about it, the right way, the correct way.
Yeah.
Hi Namita, glad to have you on my podcast. Tadekam Foundation and you have made an immense difference, and I've started my spiritual journey with y'all. So the kind of difference and the positivity that I have seen in my life after I have joined the course, I would love more and more people to know about it. And that is, I think, the main motive of my podcast, that I want more and more people to, sign up for this and understand how it makes a difference to them. So can you let's just start with discussing what is Tadekam Foundation and what exactly is its philosophy?
Yeah. So thank you, Avanti. Pleasure is all mine to be with you. We go way back, and first you are my nutritionist, and then you are my a student as well. I won't hesitate to say that. But yeah, thank you for having me here. So Mahavatar Babaji Tadekam Foundation, Avanti, is a unique foundation. It's founded by my Guru, Gurudev Guruji Naushir Engineer, under the directions and instructions coming from his Guru, who is Mahavatar Babaji himself. All right. So all the programs that Guruji has designed for Tadekam have Babaji's stamp all over it. So the knowledge is Babaji's, the wisdom is coming from him, the grace and guidance is also coming from him. That makes Tadekam so unique, because the only purpose with which we are working is to help every person come out of suffering. Okay. You asked me the philosophy, right? What is the philosophy of Tadekam? It's very simple. It's in the name itself. Tadekam. Tadekam, like Guruji says, it means we all are one. We all are different manifestations of the Supreme Spirit. So at the core, we all are one. And that makes Team Tadekam so special, because all of us are driven only with that purpose. Let me help that person who is in front of me the same way I would have helped myself. And that's why the satisfaction is different. When I'm healing someone, when I'm guiding someone, it's as if I'm healing myself. So this helps me in two ways. One is it increases the efficiency of healing, because I'm putting a lot of more effort as I would have healed myself. And second, the concept of doership goes away. In the sense, I'm not doing it for someone else. I'm doing it for myself. So how can that be a great thing?
Correct.
In fact, the person for whom I'm doing is a great person, because he has given me an opportunity to help him come out of suffering. And this has been taught to us by Guruji in very simple way, and entire Tadekam is working on just that principle.
Yes, I know that, whatever you're talking about, healing us.
Yes.
And thinking you're healing yourself, I could really feel it in all the three levels.
Yes.
So my next question would be, Namita, what are the three levels in the courses, or what are the different courses that you offer?
Yeah. So we cater to a wide range of audience, right from children to adults. All right. So there are different children programs where we make them life ready. Through simple Vedic stories, mantra recitation, stotra recitation, and we are, just guiding them to be better individuals at that stage. Then we have a lot of spiritual charitable work that the foundation takes up. So the energy exchange, Avanti, that we take for our programs, which is also very nominal, but we use it entirely for charity. Okay. So we are not here for commercial gains. We are here only to help people come out of suffering.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And then we have Babaji's meditation programs, where we teach certain Kriya breathing techniques. So like I told you, Babaji is the Lord God of breath. He has gained complete mastery over his breath, and all the meditations are, given by him. One such special program I would like to share with you is Destiny in Your Spine, and you can try that. You know, it's an online course, and here the program is so powerful that it has the capacity to burn our negative karmas. So it has in its name Destiny in Your Spine. So all our negative sanskaras, the karmas, are in our spine. Through these kriyas, we can burn it.
Excellent.
So it is that powerful, and it's coming from Babaji. So we have these spiritual practices which are coming from Babaji himself. Guruji left his physical body, unfortunately, 3 years back. So, but he's guiding us energetically, and it was Babaji who guided us to our other spiritual guru, who is Santa Datta Padananda Swami, and he is a Himalayan Mahatma himself. And it has been, we are truly blessed. He's been gracious enough to adopt us, and we are also teaching various practices, spiritual practices taught by Swamiji as well. So, people who come to Tadekam have a buffet. You can choose whatever that resonates with you. You can choose Babaji's practices, you can choose Swamiji's sadhana, whatever that resonates with.
As you said, Namita, I think you all don't need so much of advertising. Whenever, it's like, whenever a disciple wants to go, they will perfectly find it. And that's how we got connected. Like, I have been coaching you for nutrition for I don't know how many years. But then till then, I did not know that you were a part of this foundation. And at that time, yes, I was looking for some kind of a spiritual journey. And yes, I found it in this foundation. And the best part is I loved about it is like, they are very quiet about it. And, what you learned, meaning this is what is my experience, which I would love to share is, what I learned to heal myself. And after I was able to heal myself, you look beyond yourself.
True that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
so that was it.
You just summed it, Avanti, that we don't need marketing.
Yes.
We don't market. Probably this is the first time I'm coming on, on a social platform to, we won't say promote, but, to share what
I wanted everybody to just know about the beauty of this foundation. And that's why I wanted to make it a point to have you on my podcast for sure.
I know.
So like how I just shared my personal journey with you, like I wanted healing at that point in time, and I did find the foundation at that point in time when I was looking for healing.
Yes.
Can you share certain experiences which you feel, like some personal experiences maybe with people or with yourself where you felt, okay, this foundation has made a lot of difference in my life?
Oh, there are plenty, Avanti. Trust me on that. We were just having a joke few days back in the team that we could actually have multiple books, regarding the transformation stories. So I would start by, sharing my personal experience, because I've been associated with Tadekam first as a member and then as a teacher. All right. So multiple experiences, but you can say a life-changing experience, which I think even you have witnessed, is that I met with a very severe accident in 2020.
Correct.
All right, and my face was distorted and damaged to that level that my own son couldn't recognize me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had 15 fractures in my entire face. My left jaw was out. My right jaw was crushed. I lost my front 5 teeth. So you can imagine, what kind of a face a 33, 34-year-old person was seeing in the mirror.
Correct.
And Reiki and the knowledge that I had learned from Tadekam helped me maintain that balance throughout.
Okay.
I healed in such a way where my surgeon was surprised, and he said, I can't believe that this kind of recovery is possible in 3 weeks' time.
Okay.
So when I was on that hospital bed, many would have just cried, blamed, would have been in anger, would have been in fear that what will happen to me.
Correct.
None of this happened to me. It was just balance. The doctor had also told me, Avanti, I may have facial paralysis.
Oh.
And I said, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so that is going to happen, doctor.
Correct.
And he's just like, are you overconfident? I said, I'm not overconfident. Even if it happens, I know how to deal with it.
Correct.
So this is the confidence, and like there was not a single scar on my face.
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah,
we can see that.
Yeah. That this was in a month's time.
Yes, yes.
So this was my personal experience, and many more. But the last couple of months, I have seen certain unimaginable transformation in people.
Oh, yes.
So we had this participant a month back, and he was a chain smoker. Okay, he was smoking 25 cigarettes a day.
Okay.
So when I told him during the seminar, that you are going to be attuned for Reiki, so you're not allowed to have cigarette just for those 2 days. And after that, he was bold, frank enough, and he said, "Ma'am, I'm a chain smoker." So I said, "Okay, you have sustained for these 5 hours of seminar. I'm sure you can.
Correct.
Even if you can't, it's fine. We'll see what we can do about it."
Correct.
He left cigarette that day, and he has not touched it for the last 2 months.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So from a
That's
chain smoker
wonderful. Yes.
to quitting cigarette overnight
Yes.
without any withdrawal symptoms. Now that
Correct.
is also very important. Some people
Yes.
can leave cigarette, but they have horrible withdrawal symptoms. And he had tried quitting cigarette multiple times earlier on.
Correct.
But it was not possible.
Correct.
So this was one,
Yes.
very lately that has taken place. And another one I would love to share is a young boy, 16-year-old boy, at the peak of his life, and he was having stammering problem. And he came with the same intention that, "Ma'am, I want to get myself free of stammering." And in 21 days time, he is 50% free from stammering.
Fantastic.
Just after level 1.
Fantastic.
So just see the confidence that must have come to that boy's
Yes.
life, that he
Yes.
is now confident to speak.
Namita, just sharing my
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I joined, I think there was one lady who had joined with me. Level 1. So there is level 1, level 2, level
Yes.
3. We'll discuss
Yes,
about the
yes,
courses.
yes.
And when there was this lady, we both joined together. And I met her in level 1 and I directly met her in level 3. There was a phenomenal change in her outlook towards life.
Yes.
The way she was looking. She, I think her skin tone has also changed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
When I saw her for the first time, she looked something around 50 plus, but she was in her early 30s.
Correct.
And she was now back to...
So she was able to heal herself, and I think then later on also, from us it moves to the others.
Yes.
And that comes to my next question is a lot of people feel like, why does this happen to me? Why is this only happening to me? Why am I undergoing so much of suffering?
Yeah.
How would you explain that in,
Yes.
in a language which will be easy for people to understand?
Yeah, of course. We call it the why me syndrome. Okay. And there are certain sufferings in life, Avanti, for which we have no explanation.
Correct.
And at that time, you really question yourself that why this thing has happened to me. It all boils down to a thing called as destiny.
Correct.
Okay. Now, there are certain people who feel that there is nothing like destiny. I hold the keys to opening the doors of my future, and there is nothing predestined or predetermined or fixed, and there is a class of people who feel everything is destined. So I have to just suffer the sufferings or enjoy the good things that happen.
Correct.
And they just go through it with that approach. So what is the answer to this question? It is neither in black nor in white. It is in multiple shades of grey, as Guruji says.
Correct.
So what is destiny? Destiny, I will say, is a sum total of the negative karmas that we have incurred in many of our lifetimes.
Correct.
A.
Correct.
Number 2, positive karmas also that we have done during our previous lifetimes. Third, experiences that we need to take at the soul level, whether good or bad. There are certain experiences that every soul has to take, no matter what, to qualify for moksha.
Correct.
The most sought after spiritual step.
Correct, correct.
Moksha can be attained only if you have taken all experiences.
Correct.
And also the destiny has certain situations in life, certain relationships which teach us lessons. So our destiny is made up of these 4 things.
Correct. Correct.
With negative karmas, what are you going to get in life?
Negative karmas is something that it then you undergo it,
Yeah.
and then after that you are going to just move on and have a clean slate.
Yeah. But what do we get because of the negative karmas? We get suffering. So if I'm having a bad health with no fault of mine, if I'm having certain painful relationships with no fault of mine, I have no active role, but the suffering is coming. It is because of the past karmas. Okay.
Correct.
And not everything is bad in life, right?
Right.
We
Right.
have so many things to be grateful for.
Yes.
Yeah, we have good relationships, we have good health, we have abundance. That comes because of everything good that we have done in our previous life.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
True.
So that is how the blueprint of our life is designed. So the why me is answered here.
Correct.
So
Correct.
if you are having certain extremely painful experience, it is because of certain past
Correct.
karmas that have been
And
incurred.
then how do you, how do you encounter that, or how do you make peace with it?
Yeah.
That is very important.
Yeah. So the moment you understand that this is destiny,
Mm-hmm.
this has been predestined and pre-written by me, 50% of closure comes there.
Correct.
That okay, this was meant to be this way, and I have to go through it. Now, how I go through it is my choice.
Yes.
That's why we always tell people that 80% is destiny, 20% is your free will.
Correct.
So suffering is going to come no matter what, as per your blueprint. How you go about it, how you navigate through it, is entirely your choice.
Correct.
So a same problem, if it is coming into different people's life, one person can navigate through it very easily and get out of it very easily. The other person creates a ruckus, creates a
Yes,
drama,
yes.
and makes it more difficult.
Like, the example which you gave about your own accident.
Yeah.
You could have easily said, why me?
Why me?
And sit and suffer even more.
Exactly.
Yes, but
and cried about it.
Yes, and cried about
And
it.
blamed everyone around me.
Correct. Correct. And be miserable and cause misery to the people
Correct.
around you.
Correct.
Unnecessary.
So it was karmic that
Yes.
came into my life.
Yes.
But how I handled it was my choice, and that is 20% in my hand.
Correct.
So this is what I would like to tell the viewers, that yes, suffering is going to come, which is predestined as per karma. Lekin how you manage it is entirely in your hands.
Correct.
So I'd like to give a very sweet example, which I always give my participants, Avanti. It's like the deck of cards has been distributed. The game is set. You're playing cards, okay? So everyone has their cards. So that is your blueprint. That's your destiny. The cards are in your hand.
Correct.
Now, how you play is your free will.
Correct.
So a person with aces may lose the game because he doesn't know how to play the game.
Correct.
Whereas a person with very low denomination cards may end up winning because he knows how to play that game of life.
Yes. Can you just throw some light on breaking boundaries, the 3 levels, especially because I did that course,
Yeah.
I would like everybody else to know about
Yeah,
it.
it's a special program, and so like I said, everyone gets something that what he's looking out for. Some may be having financial problems, some may be having professional problems, some may be having relationship problems, some just want to know the purpose of their life, some want to progress spiritually. So all these programs they can choose, and they will get a solution to whatever they are looking out for. So this is how the programs are designed, on the basis of 2 simple things. One, that we want to help everyone come out of suffering, and at the core we all are one.
Right.
That's how we
Right.
operate.
Right, excellent. So, can you just throw some light on, especially the course which I had done, which is this breaking boundaries?
Yes.
Level 1, 2, and 3. So,
Yes.
what do people expect from these different level of the courses?
Yeah, so Breaking Boundary series, Avanti, is our flagship program, and this program in itself has the capacity to bring about a 180-degree positive change in a person's life. Okay, the journey starts from illness to wellness, healing oneself with Reiki, with certain knowledge that Babaji has given at all 3 levels. Heal mentally, heal emotionally, heal physically. Once you're healed, you go to the next level, where the purpose is to move from suffering to solution. Be it any problem in your life. Trust me on this, be it any problem, we teach you how you are empowered with certain Reiki tools and non-Reiki tools to move out of suffering quickly, right? Once you are life ready, you feel confident that I can manage my life no matter what, you're eligible for level 3. Only then, okay? And level 3 is from ignorance to enlightenment. It's a very special level because it's a spiritual level, okay? Once you feel my life is relatively in control, and my health is in control, and I want to progress spiritually, then we encourage you to go to the level 3. So
Excellent.
this is how breaking
And I have
boundaries is.
experienced all these 3 levels.
Yes.
And I think as you had said, like level 1 to level 2 to level 3, I think it is Babaji's blessing
Yes.
that you will move on to the 3rd level.
Yes.
So I'm glad I did it, and I would request everybody to start with level 1, experience it, and then I'm sure you'll move on to level 2 and 3.
Absolutely.
So you have like 3 levels. Now a little bit more about each level,
Yeah.
if you can just give brief about it.
Yeah, so that was, Avanti, what I told right now was about the children's program, okay? For adults, we have this session which you attended.
Yeah.
It's called the Breaking Boundaries.
Yes.
And it's our flagship program.
Yes.
And this program has the capacity to bring about a 180 degrees positive change in a person.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I have
You
witnessed
experienced it.
And that is why I would recommend each and every person should surely at least start with level 1.
Yes.
automatically then you move on to deciding whether you want to take a level 2
Correct.
and a level 3.
Correct.
So the foundation of level 1, which I found, was you did a lot of Reiki. And that was a foundation.
Yeah.
So can you explain that in simple terms, and what exactly do you include in chakra healing?
Yeah, absolutely. So level 1, the focus is all about illness to wellness.
Okay.
Alright? So we want the participants coming here to become healthy at all 3 levels: mental, emotional, and physical.
Yes.
All right. And here, as you have experienced, we stress on the very strong connection between mind and body.
Correct.
Because what we tend to do, Avanti, is we consider mind different and body different. But they're so closely connected.
Yes.
Everything that goes on in mind
Yes.
has an impact on the body. And everything that goes on in the body has an impact on the mind.
True.
Alright. So here, through level 1, we show a direct connection between our thoughts and emotions and a majority of illnesses that people are suffering from.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So even doctors are now, accepting this fact that many diseases are psychosomatic in nature. So, in fact, Guruji goes on to say that 99% diseases are psychosomatic in nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just like to add here, now that I'm a gut health nutritionist, and that connected very well, when I did that level 1, is, like a lot of gut issues, like acidity, bloating, indigestion, not able to digest certain foods, is actually psychosomatic.
Yes.
Where you're undergoing, of course, it is because of lifestyle also.
Absolutely.
It is because of certain actual medical conditions, but a lot is connected to psychosomatic.
True.
Yeah. And once you start healing, then you automatically start healing from the mind to the body.
Correct.
And then you start seeing a difference in the digestion as well.
Correct. So everything we see on the body is a symptom.
Yes.
The root is in our thoughts and in our emotions.
Correct.
All right. So acidity, I always tell people that doctors are a God's swaroop on earth, So you have to go to a doctor, you have to take medicines. In spite of doing all that, if you're not getting relief, understand the problem is not with the body. The problem is elsewhere. And through level 1, we target the root cause, which are our emotions and our thoughts.
So then that's what, you work on your own suffering, maybe physical, emotional.
Correct.
And then heal. And then you move on to the level 2.
Yes, absolutely. So first, start enjoying a good, healthy life. Get your thoughts in control. Get your emotions in control. Understand the drama of life, which, we've taught in level 1. That brings a closure to many problems and a good mental, emotional stability. And only then we say you're ready for level 2.
So, we in level 1, 2, 3, all the 3 levels, we did something which was chakra healing. Okay. Now, chakra healing is known to different people very differently. And, nowadays you'll find a lot of chakra healing, music and everything. Okay. After I did the course, I realized, no, this is not the way generally chakra healing goes. And it became so clear to me of how I need to work on my chakras and its healing. And of course, I would say that I feel that they are healed because, I feel much more calm and balanced than what I was before, even I started the level 1.
Correct.
So can you just explain to people what exactly is chakra healing?
Yeah. So in Tadekam, Avanti, we focus on chakra healing through Reiki. Now, Reiki is healing ourselves in the most easy, most safe way and naturally by using the cosmic energy itself, the universal life force energy. Okay, that is Reiki. Rei is a Japanese word. Rei means universal, Ki is life force energy.
Okay.
So in fact, Reiki healing has been there since ancient Vedic period. Wherever our sadhu sons have healed people with touch, they have made use of the same principle of life force energy.
Correct.
So through Reiki, we are going to heal our chakras. And why do we need to heal our chakras? Remember, I told you the body is just showing the symptom.
Correct.
The root is in the thoughts and emotions, and the chakras are the place where our thoughts and emotions are choked up.
Correct.
So how are you going to heal those emotions and thoughts? Because emotions and thoughts are very strong negative energy.
Correct.
So you need a strong positive energy to replace that negative energy.
You could just give a few examples, like how we, we have the solar plexus, which, people feel like, probably solar plexus is just meant for digestion, which is much more than that.
Yes, it is.
And the rest, so on and so forth, like when you want to do root chakra is going to be like strength building. So little bit on that, I would love the audience to know a little bit more on that.
Absolutely. So solar plexus, we can take the example. It's the center of So you have physical and mental emotional attributes connected to it. So when solar plexus is imbalanced, you're going to have certain mental emotional disturbances as well as certain physical problems. So mental emotional, very clear.
So exactly where will that solar plexus
Okay,
be?
just right where the chest ends and stomach starts.
Okay,
That's
right.
where our solar plexus. They're energy centers of
Correct.
spinning discs of life force energy.
Correct.
Okay, they're not visible to our naked eye because it's energy that we are talking. So if someone dissects the body, we're not going to see the chakras.
Correct,
Okay?
correct.
So solar plexus, if some problem comes in our solar plexus, that is our thoughts and emotions get stored there. The first thing that you're going to see is you're going to get irritated. You're not going to be patient enough. You're going to be angry. You're going to lack that wisdom to take certain decisions.
Correct, correct.
So if this is what you're seeing in yourself, you have to understand the imbalance is there in the solar plexus.
Correct, correct.
If someone dissects our body, all right. So there are 7 major chakras in our body, and which are of great significance.
Okay.
Any imbalance in these chakras is going to cause mental emotional disturbances and in turn certain physical ailment.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So starting from the base of our spine, we have the Mooladhara chakra,
Okay.
which is also called as the root chakra.
Okay.
In our lower abdomen, we have the Swadhisthana or the Hara chakra. As we go up further, just where the chest ends and the stomach starts, we have the solar plexus chakra. Right in the middle of our chest is the heart chakra or the Anahat chakra. Right in the middle of our throat, we have the throat chakra or the Vishuddha chakra.
Okay.
Middle of the eyebrows, we have the third eye chakra, and right at the top is our Sahasrara chakra or the crown chakra, which is the energy receiving chakra.
Okay.
So the cosmic energy which enters our body, it enters to the crown chakra. All right, and then it flows down to the other chakras.
So quickly, if you can, give like one example each,
Yeah.
like, if you, what does someone look for if they feel that chakra is imbalanced?
Yes. So you want me to give examples for all
For
chakras?
one each for
All right.
each chakra?
So if you have certain disturbances or blockages in our third eye chakra, the first thing that is going to get affected is focus and concentration.
Okay.
And your willpower.
Okay.
So if you're someone who is, having, you're struggling with focus, you have to heal your third eye. All right. So very important chakra for students because they need focus, concentration. Throat chakra, if you're not able to express your thoughts properly, your emotions properly, a lot of things are going in your mind, but expression is not there. The throat chakra needs healing. Heart chakra is where we store the sadness, the grief. All right. So if heart chakra, if you're that kind of a person who is sad all the time and you're not understanding why am I sad? Everything is happening good in my life. Why am I still clinging on to the past or going back to the past? Problem is here. Then as we go down to the solar plexus, it's a center of wisdom. Okay, so if you lack if you lack wisdom to take correct decisions, solar plexus is having a problem.
Correct.
Then as we go down to the Hara chakra, that is where the deep-rooted emotions are, Avanti. So our fear, our anger, jealousy, hatred, it's all in there.
Correct.
All right. And at the root is the chakra where we call it as the center of financial decisions. So if your financial decisions are going wrong all the time, if you have fear, survival and sustenance, माझं उद्या काय होणार ही चिंता सारखी असेल तर your root chakra.
Okay.
So these are
So this is how we start working on healing the chakras in the level 1.
Yes.
And
This is
yes,
how
I
you
did
know-
find the difference.
Correct.
And I am sure all of the people who are with you are also finding the difference. And that is why I think the name is getting spread so much and more disciples towards it, because now in today's world we do need that kind of a healing beyond just a physical healing.
True.
That's so true.
I know. So Avanti, like you said that I know I'm lacking patience. I know I'm getting irritated very easily. No matter how much strong willpower I have, I'm not able to bring about that change.
Correct.
So how will you bring that change? Reiki healing will bring about that change.
Correct. So Namita, can you just give us an example, with example, how Reiki healing works?
Yes. Reiki works on the root cause, right? So say a person is having acidity, all right? Now he has, his diet is under control. He's taking medicines for the same. Then that person should understand, and if he still has acidity, that person has to understand that the problem is not in the liver or the organ.
Correct.
The problem is in the thoughts and the emotions, all right? And we show a direct correlation of which emotion is related with acidity. So if the person, say by medicines, is cured of acidity, but trust me, if the root cause is not corrected, which is our thoughts and emotions, there is going to be another physical ailment that
Correct.
may come up in the body. So this time it was acidity, other time it may just be your you may just get diabetes, you may just get another a physical problem. So root cause, if not corrected, it is going to manifest in some other physical
I'm relating this so much in my practice actually. So there are like a lot of examples like this where people are undergoing stress,
Yeah.
and because of that stress they're having either indigestion or acidity.
Yes.
Okay, now they will treat that, go to doctors, see n number of doctors,
Correct.
and get the
Correct.
treatment. Still their problem is not sorted out.
Yeah.
We start working, so now this has helped me in my practice, where I make them understand that this is not physical,
Yeah.
but this is something to do with emotional.
Yes.
Example,
Yes.
there was one person who came who while speaking said like, I undergo a lot of acidity and digestive issues. We went back just to understand what is the reason.
Yeah.
Food was not the reason.
Yes.
Lifestyle was not the reason. Then he also did not remember he had lost his brother about a year back.
Correct.
And that is where the
Correct.
problem started.
Correct. Because
Yes.
solar plexus also stores
Correct.
our anxiety and
Correct.
fear.
So the minute he understood that it was because of that, there
Yeah.
was a realization
Yes.
that this is my stress factor.
Yeah.
He started working on it. Of course, we worked on it, like I did suggest a few things like
Correct.
meditation.
Correct. Correct.
And plus, we started working a little bit on stress supplements, diet changes. And yes, he is pretty much able to manage it.
Correct.
So, it's all in all together. It's so much relatable. And thankfully, I'm able to apply it very well in my practice. And I have to thank Tadekam.
Oh, no.
I mean, I cannot thank enough for that.
See, we just empower you.
Correct.
You have done everything on your own, and that's the beauty of programs. We
Correct.
don't make you dependent on any one of us. I
Correct.
never say, okay, I'm going to solve the problem. We just saw how you are empowered.
Correct.
And Avanti, we always say, right, it's a gut feeling.
Yes.
Why do we say that?
Yes.
Because the mind and gut are so strongly connected that's why we say the gut feeling, So it's not actually in the gut, it's in the mind.
Yeah, so true. So, in our program, we did something more than Reiki healing. Okay. We did a lot of things, out of which aura and aura cleansing is something which you taught us.
Yes.
Can you explain that to the people?
So, aura is basically, Avanti, the electromagnetic energy field around us. All right. And this aura is energy, and it is constantly interacting with the energy, outside energy. All right. So why do we feel, you go to a hospital, how do you feel?
Negative.
What makes you feel negative? It is the energy of the hospital which is communicating with your own energy field, which is your aura.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now we have to take care of our aura. We have to protect our aura, and we have to strengthen our aura. Why? Because our aura is our first line of defense. Okay. Just like immunity.
Correct.
Okay. So you give supplements, you take vitamin C to have a good immunity, right?
Correct.
So no matter how many people are sneezing in the room, if you have a good immunity, you're protected.
Correct.
So if my aura is weak, and if I go outside and I'm amongst people with a lot of negativity, I'm definitely going to attract that negativity and absorb it into my aura.
Correct.
That's why how to strengthen your aura? Two ways. One is Reiki, because Reiki will, because of your chakras, once they are healed, the negativity is not going to stick into you. All right. And second way, we teach certain very powerful methods to cleansen the aura. So if you would like, I would like to share with the viewers how to cleansen the aura in a very easy way.
Correct.
So it's something called a salt water bath, and we recommend people to take it at least once a week.
Correct.
You're supposed to take 3-4 fistfuls of khade meat. Okay. Crystal sea salt, jisko hum bolte hain. Raw salt, yeah. Not the Tata namak, not the Himalayan pink salt.
Correct.
This is very cheap. It is about 8 or 10 rupees for half kg. You just take it in a bucket full of warm water or cold water. Mix it and have a head to toe bath.
Right.
This helps you to cleanse in your aura, and
It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Correct.
So Reiki is deep cleaning, like we call people to our house to clean our home. Reiki is a deep cleansing of aura, but this method will do the upar ki saaf safai.
Correct. And periodically.
You have to do it periodically.
Yes. So in one of the levels, you beautifully taught us about Onkar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it was very interesting I knew about Onkar and how you practice it. But what I learned from you was something beyond what I already knew.
Yes.
So I would love the others also to know more about it.
Yes. Omkar means, Avanti, it's the sound of the universe. All right, and Omkar does not belong to any religion. It's the sound of the universe. So how can it belong to any religion? Now, Omkar, when chanted regularly, it has the capacity to raise our own vibrations to that of the universe.
Correct.
So Omkar cleanses your aura as well beautifully.
Correct.
You know, it's a very powerful form of meditation because it activates the energy centers in our body. So chakra activation also happens through Omkar.
Correct.
All right. So Omkar is very powerful, and I would encourage all our viewers, you know, you may not be doing any type of meditation, nothing. Just start with Omkar.
Yes.
And anyone can do it. A small child can do it. A senior citizen can do it. There are no rules for Omkar. Just do 21 counts of Omkar, the way you
so
like.
just explain a little bit more. You know, some people feel it should be done only in the morning.
Yeah.
Some people feel it can be or it cannot be done in the evening.
Okay.
Can you just, you know, throw some light on that?
So there are no rules, Avanti. So it's not that you need to have a bath or you cannot do it after having a meal. You can do Omkar any time of the day.
Okay.
Okay.
So you need to be on an empty stomach, nothing like that.
Nothing. But see, preference always for any sadhana is don't be too full.
Correct.
Because then you won't be able to focus. You will feel sluggish, you will feel sleepy.
Correct.
But chanting Omkar after a meal won't cause any damage per se. Right?
So, you know, after we did our course, of course, I think this also just comes, you know, you get to hear about this even more when you're connected. So, you know, Omkar and Brahmari has got so much of a role to play, you know, in your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body. And once your body is calm, you will see that your gut is better, your digestion is better. So there is so much of a mind-body connect. There's a brain and a gut axis through this parasympathetic nervous system. And once, you know, you start chanting or you start simple meditation sitting in the bed in the morning, it makes and I have been telling a lot of people to do that, and they are seeing a difference.
Absolutely.
They are seeing a difference.
True. Even if you start your meditation program with Omkar, it calms you down immediately. So why do we feel at peace even after chanting 7 rounds of Omkar?
Correct.
It just calms you down totally.
Correct, correct. That's so true. That's so true.
And in level 3, we have taught Omkar for every chakra. We activate, there are different kinds of Omkar which stimulate different chakras.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful experience.
So Namita, I would next like you to tell us about, you know, meditation. Some people feel like you should not be getting any thoughts when you meditate, okay? Some people feel you have to at least do it for 30 minutes to see a difference.
Okay.
And some people feel like it's very important to do it first thing in the morning when you get up.
Yes.
I would like you to throw some light of exactly how to go about meditation. What is the right way to do it?
Yeah. So meditation, firstly, I would like to tell all our viewers that meditation is not attempting to be thoughtless. Thoughts are going to come no matter what. Even when we are asleep, we are thinking. So to shut off the mind completely with zero thoughts is not meditation. Do not attempt it. You will be disheartened completely because thoughts are going to keep coming. Meditation, what Guruji has told us, is to be in present for some time. To keep the mind in the present moment for some time. Present in the sense not going to the past and not allowing it to go to the future.
Correct.
So even if thoughts come, it's okay. Do not entertain the thoughts is what is meditation. So, you know, it's like just standing in the balcony and seeing the cars come and go. So we don't process, right? Okay, this car is blue in color, this car is yellow in color, who is driving it? No, we don't do that. Meditation is that way. If a thought comes, don't entertain that thought. Don't process on that thought.
Just let it come and go.
Just
pass.
let it come and go.
Right, right. So can you just, you know, explain like if somebody wants to start meditation, how do they go about it?
Start with just 5 minutes. You know what, Avanti? 5 minutes of pause to the mind is so needed, and it will give you a feeling of, you know, 8 hours of sleep. Just 5 minutes of meditation, because you're giving that mind a break of 5 minutes which it is not used to. It's always going to the past or the future. It's always burdened with thoughts and emotions. So just start with 5 minutes. You can do different kinds of meditations. You can do Omkar, because Omkar is also a type of meditation. You're just focusing on your breath and the recitation of Omkar. You can do music meditation. Just put on some music and get engrossed in it. You know, you can focus on your breath. The easiest way, because Babaji has, you know, Babaji is called as the Lord God of breath.
Okay.
He has mastered his breath, and that's why he is deathless.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just focus on your breath, just see the breath coming in and it's going out. It is as simple as that. And you can do it for 5 minutes daily. You know, if you do it daily, you may also go on up to 30 minutes. So it's an individual call. So Guruji used to joke, you know, some people used to be doing it for 30 minutes and they used to be snoring.
Correct.
That's not meditation. You're going into sleep, you know. Even if you do 5 minutes and you get that peace, that's also enough.
So even 5 minutes is enough. Any time of the day is enough. Multiple times of the day is also good enough.
No rule for meditation.
No rule.
You
It's
can do
just
meditation.
what I understand you telling me right now is meditation is being in the present for that 5 minutes, which we are actually missing out in day-to-day lives.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
constantly running after something or going into the past and sulking about what has happened.
Yeah, and we beautifully learned that also in the course. That's why I insist people more and more to take up the course. So you'll get to learn about self-healing, get to know about the different techniques, get to know about karma, you get to know about destiny, everything.
It's so much.
And you make peace with it. That is what we learned, you know, you make peace with it, and then you later on start to decide, okay, what's my purpose of life?
Correct.
And I think after you heal yourself, you get to know, and then only you can decide what's my purpose of life.
True.
So Namita, there is so much known about or spoken about manifestation these days. After I did the course with y'all, I realized, you know, like everything might not be true about it, whatever we learn about manifestation. So I want you to explain to everybody what exactly is manifestation and how do you go about it, the right way, the correct way.
Yeah. Avanti, manifestation is an extremely powerful problem solving tool, and we recommend that use it only if you have a very big problem in life. So what is manifestation? It is projection of our thoughts so strongly that it actually becomes a reality.
Okay.
So when you project something very, very strongly without an iota of doubt, it is going to be a reality. So be careful. Because what you feel is good for you may not actually be good for you in the long run.
Correct.
So when you manifest, it may come to you, but there might be a pay back for it because it has come to you. It may not be for your highest good. So be careful when you are manifesting. Instead, use Reiki for solving your problems, because Reiki knows our destiny. Reiki will bring it to you, whatever you are, you know, intending. Reiki will bring it to you only if it is for your highest good.
Correct.
Manifestation does not do that.
Correct.
Manifestation will bring it to you no matter what.
Correct. Correct.
And there's a flip side to manifestation. There is something called as reverse manifestation that happens. So if I'm projecting something, I'm intending something, what happens is I start thinking about the opposite that I want, you know. So say I want a job, I want to intend that, but I start thinking, I become fear-based and I start saying, okay, I may not get a job, mala job milnar nahi. And then that is going out as a reality, and then you stay jobless. So there is a flip side to manifestation, which is called as reverse manifestation.
Correct.
So use manifestation only if there is a big problem in life.
Just to add on to that, you know, I have recently done cognitive hypnotic coaching.
Yeah.
And in that, you know, a lot of people manifest without having exactly what they want. Okay. So you need to know exactly what you're looking for. Meaning, like, this is the time, this is the place, this is, even if you're looking for a job, this is the salary.
Yes.
And that is the highest level of having precision and manifestation.
Correct.
And then probably, you know, and when you write, you realize that, you know, this is not what I want.
Correct.
Writing it correctly is the first step. And the thing is, it's not easy. It's not at all easy, like, you know, because you think so many things. But when I tell somebody, okay, write down what your vision is, when you're trying to look at something at a greater good, it's very difficult. We need to guide them. They will think something else. Then, you know, then refocus, change the vision, come to a conclusion where they agree with it. So this is what, you know, of course, it has helped me a lot, and it is helping me in my practice as well. But I think manifestation people go wrong is, you know, they do not write the vision correctly, and then they need to manifest it. But I think the safest was the
Reiki thing.
Box Reiki.
The box Reiki and Reiki, because I'll tell you what happens, Avanti, like you gave the example of a job. I say I want a job in a particular company because I feel it's good for me. Now I get into the company because of my strong intention. There is no growth there. There is not a good boss there. The pay is getting miserable. So manifestation will not bring it to you if it's for your highest good. Reiki will stop me if there is no growth in that organization. Reiki will not get that opportunity to me.
Correct.
Reiki will
Correct.
protect me. Manifestation will never protect you. There's a
Yes.
risk in manifestation.
Yes.
Learn it from a teacher who can guide you,
Hmm.
draft those intentions, and manifest in the correct way.
That's so true.
That's
so
what I would
true.
like to tell.
Namita, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I'm sure Babaji's message is what I'm passing through to everybody
Yes.
via you. You are a great teacher to me in every way. I have learned so much from this foundation. I've learned so much from all these 3 courses, and I want each and everyone to benefit from whatever I have learned, healed myself, and now I'm looking for a greater purpose, which I'm sure everybody will want to do that as well.
Yes.
So if you want to start your healing process, nothing better than starting with the Dekam Foundation. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Avanti.